All right, guys, it's time for us to make our quilt for our art project. So in your yellow folder, we are going to use the printer paper to do this assignment. Please do not use the other one. You need this yellow folder. If you haven't gotten it from school yet, please ask your family to come by and pick it up from school. All right, so what we're doing today is we're going to make patterns, just like we saw in the story. We're gonna make patterns that remind us of fabric, okay? And then we're gonna use these patterns that we make today to cut them out and glue them together to make sort of like a quilt in the next art class, all right? So you can see on mine, when I first started, here was a plaid. This is called paisley. This was like a whole bunch of stars on a piece of paper. This was just red. And then I wanted some new colors, so I ended up adding some orange and gray. And then this is actually black construction paper. If you have construction paper, that'll be helpful in the next art class. All right, so what you're gonna do, you need to do 4 kinds of pretend fabric, okay? So you're gonna take this paper, fold it in half again. At least 2 of these have to be a pattern, and at least 1 has to be a solid color. When you do your solid color, do not use markers because you're gonna run out of ink. All right, so use your crayons for your solid color. All right, before I go any further, let me remind you what I'm grading you on today. You're gonna take a picture of your pretend fabric designs, and I'm gonna grade them on, your objectives are neatness, not sloppy, creativity. You can definitely borrow some of my ideas, but please change them up, make them your own. And then patterns. Patterns repeat. And this kind of a pattern repeats in a very predictable way. The patterns that I show you today don't have to be quite as organized, but it still will have repetition. All right, so if you're interested in doing plaid, it's kind of fun. I'm gonna teach you how to do it. Just gonna get a couple colors here. Usually you wanna have, let's say, 3 colors. I'm gonna use black instead of gray. So I'll do blue, green, and black. All right, and I have a scrap paper so I don't ruin my table. So to do plaid, let me tilt this down. Okay, it's pretty easy. It's just a lot of stripes, right? And notice how I move my whole arm. If you move your wrist to draw stripes, they're gonna be crooked. So I'm holding my wrist still and I'm moving my whole arm. You wanna go all the way down because trust me, in the next art class, you're gonna need to use every little inch of this paper to put together your quilt. Okay, so with that, you can do stripes. And by the way, you guys don't have to do plaid. It's just kind of fun. So I figured I should teach you. So, all right, I'm gonna go super fast. Okay, for the rest of it, I'm just gonna do 1 corner so you can see. It'll go a little faster. The next thing you wanna do, by the way, I could do blue going vertically. Like here I did blue going vertically and I actually did green going horizontally. All right, and then I did gray in between, 1 vertical gray, and then 2 horizontal grays kind of going the other way. All right, so here I'm just gonna do a green right next to the blue. I'm gonna do another green right next to each blue. All right, here's where we're seeing the plaid happen. And then maybe I'll just do another, I'm using this very tip so it's skinnier, another gray right next to the green. Okay, and then you have your plaid. It's actually just really easy. It's just a lot of repeating. All right, so I would fill this neatly the whole way with plaid. If you want to do plaid, maybe you want to do, you know, polka dots. You can do the whole thing polka dots. You want to have a lot of things colored in. So here I did stars in marker, outlined them with marker, and then I colored the background with orange. If I had left this green, it just wouldn't be enough color for my quilt. So you really want to fill it with color. I did, paisley is the kind of a design, so it has this interesting teardrop shape. Then I outlined it and then I put dots in it. I really wanted to try as much as I can to fill in that white, okay? And again, 1 of these has to be just a solid color. And please use crayon for that because you're going to waste your marker if you don't use crayon for that. And that's all. So you just have to have these 4 things at least 2 patterns, 3 is preferable, and at least 1 solid. Take a picture of it, turn it in. That's your whole project for today.